the doctor find inside your body that almost killed you? I woke up on November 1st in my Harley Quinn costume with dried blood on my thighs and zero memory of how I got home. When I asked my boyfriend what happened after I blacked out at the Halloween party, he got this weird look and said, "We got freaky, babe." It was a lot of fun before disappearing into the shower. I laughed at first, thinking he was just being weird, but the way he avoided eye contact made my stomach twist. I kept asking what he meant by freaky, but he just laughed it off. I couldn't shake the feeling something was wrong, like maybe someone else had been in that room. A week later, I noticed the smell. It wasn't sweat or anything normal. It was sharp, sour, and wrong. I took 2 showers that day, scrubbing until my thighs turned red. The smell didn't go away. Then came the discharge, thick, yellow-gray, clinging to my underwear. I told myself it was a yeast infection, or maybe from my boyfriend finishing inside me since we just started doing that. But when the smell grew stronger, I started to panic. 2 weeks in, I was crying in the shower, gagging from the smell, wondering what had been put inside me. I booked an appointment and told my doctor everything. She ordered every STD test possible. I waited 3 days, convinced they'd find something awful. Everything came back negative. I didn't feel relief. I felt sick. Then my period came 3 weeks after Halloween. The first tampon I pulled out was grayish-brown, soaked in something that smelled like death. I almost threw up. The next one was worse, and the next. Every tampon I pulled out for 5 days looked diseased, like they'd been sitting in a jar of rot. I did another virtual visit with my doctor. "Sounds like bacterial vaginosis from the new sexual activity," she said casually, like this was no big deal. "Start douching to keep clean while the antibiotics work." Finally, something that made sense. So I went nuclear. Summer's Eve after every bathroom trip. Feminine wipes constantly. Spray before and after anything. If I could just get clean enough, this would end. Within days, a low-grade fever hovered around 99.8. I told myself that was normal for an infection. I doubled down, douching twice a day, taking probiotics, using Monistat just in case. The antibiotics worked until they didn't. Another week passed and the odor came back with a vengeance. The discharge thickened. My doctor seemed confused, prescribed a different antibiotic, told me to ease up on the douching but keep things clean. By the 6th week, my palms broke out in a rash. I started feeling dizzy every time I stood up. The smell made me gag. Every tampon came out black and waterlogged. My fever climbed to 101. I stopped going to work. My boyfriend stopped staying over. By the 8th week, I walked into the ER because I couldn't see straight. My vision was going spotty. The triage nurse checked my blood pressure, 90/60, and frowned. The doctor came in, flipping through my chart without looking at me. "You have signs of toxic shock syndrome," he said flatly. "Are you menstruating right now?" "No. My period ended 2 days ago." He hesitated. "Have you or your partner had other sexual partners recently?" "No." He looked up. "Any possibility of exposure to someone else that night?" "What do you mean?" He didn't answer. "We'll start you on intravenous antibiotics." That question haunted me all the way home. I cornered my boyfriend in the kitchen. "They keep asking if I've been exposed to someone else. Are you sure no one else was there that night?" He looked confused. "I told you it was just us. I was drunk too." "Then why can't anyone figure out what's wrong with me?" He shrugged. "I don't know what you want me to say." 3 days later, the fever came back. I could barely move. My gynecologist finally agreed to see me in person. When I pulled out the tampon in front of her, she actually gagged. "We need to admit you," she said, covering her mouth. "Hospital day 1, IV antibiotics, fever 103. Day 2, cultures show inflammation, but no bacteria," the resident said without looking up. Day 3, 2 doctors whispered near the door. "Her labs don't match. Nothing's growing." Day 4, the senior gynecologist rolled in an ultrasound machine. She scanned me quietly, then froze. "Have you had normal periods since Halloween?" "Yes, but they've been disgusting." Her face changed completely. "I'm seeing a foreign object. It's not your current tampon. It's lodged behind your cervix. We need to schedule surgery immediately." They prepped me that afternoon. Right before anesthesia, a nurse turned pale and covered her nose. "Oh God," she whispered. "That smell. Just get the mask on," the anesthesiologist said. When I woke up, the gynecologist was standing beside my bed holding a specimen container. Inside was something black, soaked, half disintegrated. "This tampon has been inside you for God only knows how long," she said quietly. "Halloween. I'd been on my period that night." "You guys must have had some fun," she said with a tired smile. "He pushed it very deep in there, and each time you doused, you pushed it higher. Every period since then has been contaminated by it." I stared at the black mass in the container, bile rising in my throat. Every fever, every infection, every moment I thought I was dying. It all came from that one forgotten thing. When I told my boyfriend, he went pale. "Oh my God," he said. "I didn't know. I thought you'd taken it out." I couldn't help but laugh through the horror. "Guess I can say our sex is to die for."